G'day everybody and welcome to another YouTube video review. Today we're going to look at the Star Wars Smuggler's Guide. This is Tales from the Underworld. This is another one of the Star Wars sort of Dorlanda Kinsley Star Wars books. You can barely see them over there now, but we've got the Book of the Jedi, the Sith, there's the Bounty Hunters. Over there behind Yoda, hiding if you look carefully enough, is the Rebels book. Down there you've got the Book of the Empire, or the Empire Guide. So this one is all about smugglers, anybody involved in smuggling. So we'll have a look at the box first, and then get on to the actual packaging, and then crack the book out to have a look at. So as you can see here, it comes in a nicely packaged cardboard box. That's just a slip cover, slides off over to this thing. Luckily I'm an out of the box collector, because that's how it arrived. A little bit smashed up, but luckily the book itself wasn't damaged. On the back here, I'll hold that steady, so if you want to have a read, you can pause. But basically, it's all about how smugglers go about doing what they do. And what started as a simple logbook with a piece of valuable information was soon stolen, traded, and smuggled around the Outer Rim and shady ports. So each of the smugglers through the book have added some entries in there, and it's sort of become a bit of a passed-on history, tradition / tips and trick guide. So well worth a look. It does come with a few little extras there. You can see them around the book. But other than that, that's pretty much the box. There's nothing else to really squeeze and look at. So we will get on to this. So like all the Star Wars books, there's a little bit of a quirky way of opening them. Something either lights up, a button sounds, lights go off. In this instance, we have a couple of things to do. The first thing we need to do is turn the little dial here. We've got to turn it counterclockwise, and you can hear the sound there. So if you didn't hear it again, I can turn it on again. There you go. So that gives you the signal that the smuggler's sort of book is ready, or the little container is ready to open. You then lift this side, open, and this side open, and this reveals basically the contents. So it actually comes with a content, so it's already been checked out by someone from the Imperial Army, and they've called it the Spaces Strong Box. So that's what the outer box is called, and you can see there's the content. So you've got document scraps, miscellaneous, accreditations, and Spaces logbook. A few foreign contaminants, a few objectionable contents. They reckon they should return to the captain, and then a little bit of a message there from Lieutenant Hedge Devlin, Chief Imperial Inspector. So that's the intake form. We've got a Canto Bite casino card, something to pick up for Lando. Then we've got a transport registration card for Han. But then, if you look carefully, there's another transport registration card for Rocky Lamu, or Roki Lamu. A little bit interesting. But yeah, nothing on the back. Then we've got a letter of marque. Which comes through. Not really sure what that is, but I'll have to read the book. I'm only halfway through the book. Then here we have, I think we had something similar to this like in the Rebels one, but this is a battle poster someone's stolen from the wall. We've got the main event. We've got the Right Armoured Imperial KX security droid versus the DSD-1 Dwarf Spider droid. So, Battle of the Bots. Poster there. And then we have a warrant to terminate. So in other words, get out there and take him out by order of the Empire. Now, that's the contents so far, but then obviously like a good smuggler, you've got to have a hidden secret compartment. And to find our secret compartment, we just push down. And we find our book. Doesn't slide out like the Book of the Sith. Then you can shut it up by just pushing that back down. And there you have your Smuggler's Guide. So again, like all the other editions, nice leather-bound edition. You've got it all embossed there on the back. So as they said on the back, it's a logbook that's just worked its way through. So Tales from the Underworld. Starts out, it was owned by Maz, who started putting in her entries. And then, like all the other books too, you've got little crypt notes from smugglers and people along the way. So you've got Han, but it's nice how they've tied in pretty much nearly all the Star Wars movies now. So we have the Master Codebreaker, who we learnt about in episode 8. And there's a few others there. But you've got maps there coming through, the details going through the next person who's probably picked it up and run with it. Unfortunate end for that person. Going through their next tales. You've got descriptions there. Really well detailed book. It's worth a read. You got Hondo from the Clone Wars, throwing in his 2 cents worth. There's the man himself. Taking it through. And then we keep going through. I won't go through every page, but as you can see there, Krastic giving his tips and tricks. What's a nice touch in here is even they go to the lengths of including characters who aren't in the films or didn't even make it in Clone Wars. We've got Dr. Aphra. She's got a little segment in here, a few pages from her detailed notes. Spin it from the back there. It's pretty much all the way back up to Han. Gets to Han, but then, oh look, there's Dr. Aphra there. I can show you that. Oh, one more page. There we go. So Dr. Aphra. And he goes all the way through. But as I said, you get Han and Chewie throwing their 2 cents worth in there. That's actually their section there. He talks about Chewie. There's a few more main event fights going on throughout the book. And then what's really, really nice is how they ended up. So it doesn't just sort of end. We actually have a piece here from Leia, who's actually saying goodbye to Han after he's passed at the hands of his son. So there's his dice there. So the book has ended up back in her hands, and Leia has written into it as the final page, the final entry. So really, really nicely done. As I said, to close it up, you basically just put your book back in, and then close your sections, and then twist it locked. And that's locked, obviously, but you put everything back in properly. That's how you get it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. Thanks for hitting the notification bell, so that way you get updates every time I do a video. As I said, I'll try to get around to a video. Someone's requested to try and just do a bit of a pan of the room and go through everything that's in here, so I will try around and get to do that, so people can have a see what gets sort of smushed into here and comes and goes over the years. I'm going to try and do a little review on this guy as well. I picked him up yesterday from our local Zing store here in Australia. Love the way that Funko popped him out, so super great. But as I said, always, if there's anything in the room that you've seen, feel free to check out all the other videos to all the other books here. They're all on my channel, so just look them up and you'll find them all. But anyway, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. Cheers!